communication. So next one is interpersonal communication. It is the exchange of message between two person. For example, like conversation, dialogue, or interview in which two person interact. Other may be also be present as an audience. An author communicate interpersonally with his reader, who is always present as a silent audience in the author's mind while he write. A letter to is an example of interpersonal communication between the writer and the person to whom it is written. Interpersonal communication is nothing but it's required a two person. It may be through the face to face or a group or anything. um, um, it's a written communication also it's considered when we writing, we are one person and writing is also second person. You have think like that. So it's required also two persons to communicate our communication with others. Intrapersonal, this is called intrapersonal communication in general meanings. Group communication, it can be among small or a large group, like an organization, club, or a classroom, in which we all individuals retain their individual identity. Group communication means now we are, I think, 15 members are to join. This is also called a group communication. This is the example of group communication. Mass communication is occurs when the message is sent to large group of people, for example, by newspaper, audio, or television. In this process, each person became as a faceless individual with almost no opportunity for personal response or feedback. Mass communication means nothing but a media. It's like it may be a radio, television, newspaper, nowadays social media like Facebook, video, and any others. These are the basic classification. Other than that, based on the medium wise, also we are classifying communication in the different types. First one is verbal communication. It means communication with words, written or spoken. Verbal communication consists of speaking, listening, writing, reading, and thinking. It may be further be classified as a oral or written communication. Verbal communication is nothing but in very simple words. Simple word, it includes a written format or when we spoken like audio, recorded audio or videos like it may be videos also considered as a verbal communication. Writings means books and reading, or reading means you have to reading. These all called now verbal communication or written communication. Non-verbal communication, it includes using of pictures, signs, gestures, and spatial expression for exchanging information between person. It is done through sign language, action language, or object language. Non-verbal communication flows through all acts of speaking or writing. It is a wordless message conveyed through gestures, sign, movements, and object language, and so on. Further, non-communication can be identified by personal space, sense of smell, and time. Non-verbal communication simply it's based on the sign or a moment, or is to show our views and ideas through the moments or sign or action related only. Eating, it may be a picture or a cloth. We have so display method is nothing but non-verbal communication, nothing but it's a displaying our ideas or views through the using different kind of signs or action or moment or anything through the reach of our communication. Meta communication. Here, the speaker's choice of words anonymously communicate something more than what the actual words say. For example, a flattering remark like "I have never seen you so smartly dressed" could also mean that the regular attire of the listener needed improvement. Meta communication nothing but in your day-to-day life it's happening. If you see your friend yesterday to today, he's looking different than yesterday, then you can told, oh, you are so today you are looking so handsome or something. That is also a, you have expressed your opinion through your good words or good opinion. That is also called communication. That communication called meta communication. Continue next to formal communication. Informal channel of communication can be defined as a means of communication that is formally controlled by messenger or a people occupying a position in an organization. The communication flow through formal channel that is officially recognized position along long line in the organization. This ensure that the information flow orderly, timely, and accurately. Any information, decision, memo, reminders, etc. will follow this path. Formal communication, nothing but it will be held on officially ಅಥವಾ organization sector, like any organization. You take college, if you take a college, principal to D group, this is the hierarchical organization is there. The through the channel is there, that is also a different steps are to reach our communication, D group to principal or principal to D group. This is the formal communication. Informal communication, side by side with the formal channel of communication, every organization has an equal effective channel of communication, that is the informal channel. It is not officially sanctioned, and quite often it is even discouraged or looked down upon, but then it is very much there and has been given the name grapevine or precisely because it runs in all direction, horizontally, vertically, and diagonal. As the management expert put it, it flow around watercolors when down always through lunchrooms and everywhere people get together in groups. Informal means in the formal communication we see hierarchical, but in informal communication we can't see the hierarchical because of it's go anyway. It's a direction is not fixed. It may be go horizontal, vertical, downward, upward, any way, at any place it will happen. But in formal communication there is a written script is there, like just like a notice in the college. If a principal given a notice to the student, so he give the memo, he send it to memo. But in the informal communication they don't send any memo. Voice to voice communication, it's a group, like a voice to is the exchange, that is informal communication. The next one is downward communication. The communication that flows from top to bottom is known as a downward communication. Any organization has a built hierarchical system, and in that, in the first instance, communication invariable flow downwards. Downward communication, top to bottom communication between each other. This is also a downward communication. Upward communication means the communication that flows from bottom to top, which is from lower hierarchical level to higher level, is called upward communication. The main function of upward communication is to supply information to the upper levels about what is happening at the lower level. It is just the reverse of the previous dimension. In the downward communication, the organization head will be send a memo or letter to communicate through the letter. But in upward communication, the levels, D group can he share his opinion through any like problems or any issue. He throw the down to upward. It is a vice versa. Upward, downward means the top to bottom. Upward means bottom to top. The sharing of information tools. Next is one is lateral communication. Lateral communication involves communication among persons who do not stand in hierarchical relation to one another. While recent trends to flatten organization have enhanced the importance of lateral communication, studies are lateral communication still long behind those on vertical communication. One fairly limited study found rather high level of satisfaction, 90% with lateral communication among human resource managers. But lateral communication across managers of dissimilar function division, while often cited as a major source of organization disaffections, has not been subject to match empirical research. It has been assumed that lateral communication at a worker level it is less problematic, at least within a functional area. Lateral communication means nothing but it's very simple. There is no it is a hierarchical relation between low level to high level or any organization to observing the communication what happened in their area, geographical area, finding some conducting some studies. They don't know about the employees, the studies are conduct or not. Sometime it will happen, hidden studies will be happen through this lateral communication. Diagonal communication refers to communication between managers and workers located in different functional divisions. Mm. Although both vertical and horizontal communication continue to be important, these terms no longer adequately capture communication needs and flows in most modern organizations. The concept of diagonal communication was introduced to capture the new communication challenges associated with the new organization form, such as a mixture and project-based organization. Diagonal communication is nothing but that you can find out new ways to communicate the employees or who are working in that particular organization through the through the proper channel. So now we are understanding the types of communication. So all the types of communication are uh, depends on our simple way. These are all the type of communication. It will depend upon communication between person to person, or it's a group, or a face to face through the any channel. It like a message or online, or any media like written, it may be recorded, audio recorded, or something, anything. It will including in that communication channel. This is the simple. In the types of communication, very important is verbal and non-verbal communication are two important. Most of the questions are asked in that particular types only. That because the which are the verbal communications are written and oral are called also has a verbal communication. Non-verbal in non-verbal communication. In non-verbal communication is important. There is no written or oral come in informal communication. So now characteristic of communication. Communication involves at least two person. Communication involves at least two person, the sender and the receiver. The sender send the message and is known as a communicator. The receiver receive the message is known as a communicate. So simple communication involve two factors, that is person and persons, two persons. The one is the communicator and one is the receiver, or a sender or a receiver. Communication two-way process. Communication essentially a two-way process. It does not merely mean sending and receiving message. It is not complete unless and until the message has been understood by the receiver in the same sense. Two-way process. Communication existing only two-way. If you, it may be a person to, the person can speak himself, it is also two-way. The person can speak to other one is also a communication. Purpose of communication. Message is a must. A message is the subject matter of communication. Example, the content of the letter or a speech, reader, order, instruction, or the suggestions. Communication must convey some message. If there is no message, there is no communication. The basic purpose of the communication is to create an understanding. The receiver should understand the message sent and should respond accordingly. The purpose of communication, nothing but today we are attending this class. What is our purpose? Is to clear our UGC net. So our aim or our objective, this course objective. So through the, this is also through this online class, we are conducting classes. This is also example of the purpose of communication, and the purpose of this is also kind of purpose of this is also kind of communication. So our purpose is to clear this exam. This is the example of purpose communication. Form of communication. Communication may take several forms. Example, order, instruction, report, queries, etc. It may be verbal or written. It may be formal or informal. Communication, it will happen even order. You can, the organization head will be issue the order to do this work. Instruction, some instruction like COVID-19, they give the instruction, wearing the mask, maintaining the distance. These are all the instruction. Report, some surveys are conducted by the some NGO or and other things. That is also a type of communication. They give the idea of what is the status of that particular issue related reports. They given a query related. So we have some any doubts or clarification, we can ask through the written communication or electronic media. Through the, we can ask our queries to the respected person, or you can individual, we can friends also we can ask. That is so through the verbal. It may be, it is form is existing in verbal or written form. It is called a form of communication. Scope of communication. Communication pervades all human relations. It is essential in all type of organizational and at all levels of management. Scope of communication means is it's a communication, purely communication first depends upon human relationship. In your home also we can we are communicate with our parents and our relatives through the communication. There is scope means it's beyond our relationship. It will be depend upon our relationship. Communication is a dynamic process. Communication is influenced by the mood and thinking of the sender and receiver. The way a message is accepted depends upon the fact that which of the fine sensor organs of the receiver is active at the time. The communication is influenced the mood and thinking. Yes, your friend be example is your friend some disturb in his own problem. If you're asking anything, he did not give correct answer, or he gives some wrong, or he said some feeling or anything. That is also kind of process are dynamic. It will be process. It will happen anything. It's depend upon the facts, how is his facts, uh, and also the thinking mode depends upon the person or a topic. So next characteristics of communication is much more than words. Communication is not merely sending or receiving facts expressed in words. Communication may be a written, oral, or gestural. It is also involve ideas and emotion. A lot of communication is done through signs, symbols, and gestures. Best example of this communication characteristic is message. In WhatsApp we send our ideas and views or any feelings through this some symbols given in the chat box. We can send that symbols will express our mood or idea or feelings. Next one is communication primary purpose is to motivate response. The primary purpose of communication is to motivate response or influence human behavior. There is no doubt that motivation comes from within, but communicator can also motivate people by good drafting of message, proper timing of communication, etc. To create understanding, communication should be relevant to the situation. It must always be remembered that communication is means of motivating and not an end itself. Motivation communication, the primary aim is to motivation. Best example is public speech, like we are listening some public figures, like your favorite heroes or audio or anything we see, we are interesting very much to listen some public, like Anna Jare speak, like Vivekananda speak, some personalities, spiritual personalities. Then we start to speak. We are most interesting. Those persons' intention respond, motivate the audience or anyone's that their particular rituals. Communication is a conversational. Communication set up a link between facts, ideas, and thus helps the communication and communicates to progress logically. It is communication is between link between our views and ideas are a fact to someone else. This is the characteristic of communication. Communication is an interdisciplinary science. Communication to effectively drive the knowledge from several sciences like anthropology, study of body language, sociology, study of human relations, psychology. Simple in this, communication is existing everywhere, every subject. It means if you think like a one part science, oh it is a science subject. If you think like a some human behavior related, oh it's a sociology or anthropology, psychology, some attitude, emotion, feelings related you can study. That is in the models you can see that you can, oh it is a psychology based subject. No, it's everywhere, it's include all the subject. Communication may be formal or informal. Formal communication follow the formal channels provided in the organization structure. For example, the managing director communicates within the departmental head for a say finance manager. Finance manager communicate to deputy finance manager. The deputy finance manager with accounts officers and so on. In simple word, informal communication, there is no direct communication between the managing director and the accounts clerk. Informal communication flows from informal channel of communication which are not provided in the organization structure. These channels develop among the members because of personal contact through working with each other. For this characters, its communication include formal and informal communication. So it's a hierarchical, the manager to account officer level, they what is the communication will be happen. So this is the example, this given, this is all informal communication. This is the main characteristics of communication. It flows up and down and also from side to side. Communication flows downward from a superior to subordinate and upward from superior to superior. It also flows between two or more person operating at the same level of authority. These characteristics are, if you read these characteristics, nothing but a types of communication. What is their meanings? The same, the meaning will be representing in the characteristics also. This is now ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಎನಿಬಡಿ?
Yes, sir. ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಸರ್.
Effective communication. The 7 C's of effective communication. These are the 7 terms starting with the letter C, which makes communication more understandable, valuable, and effective. These 7 C's are very important. Sometimes the asking this based on this question in the examination, objective type examination. First, C, credibility, build trust. Credibility means building the trust. Our trust means our opinion will be stronger. Courtesy, improve the relationship. The communication sometime our improve our relation. We will share our opinion to understanding level of someone. It will improve our relationship. It may be a friends or a group with anyone. Clarity makes compression of easier. If your information is more clarity to reach our end of the user, that will help to understanding the message what you speak or what you told to someone and else. Correctness, build confidence. The if you someone correct your opinion or uh, changes or make anything, that will create you confidence. Yes, I'm saying correct, so I am is correct, my idea is very good, so it will reach our goal. That is the correctness or the it's creating our confidence. Consistency, introduce stability. Whenever we start our working, if you start our working, it will help to the communication will help to stability. Oh, my work is going right way, it is not side way, it's right way, so I am doing, I am stable in my work. So that is given by communication. Concentrateness reinforces confidence. Again, if you step by step, if you moving, every step will be successing our communication or our work. Then our confidence automatically increasing. The if you that is through the communication. Consciousness save the time. Sometimes our time will be saved, because if you sharing my ideas, there the someone will give opinion, so I can add it at time whole. There is no lot of time will be saving for improving that section or that class, that ideas are that opinion. Next, effective communication. These are the 4 communication. Yes, the 4 terms starting with letters H, which add the value of the message in communication. Since in your message, sincerity, it shows sincerity, and the message will very simplicity to understanding level. The every should understanding your message. That kind of you can structure it. And shortness, no explain not more than more, you don't explain more in your message, just one word, like one word sentence, it's attract. In one word sentence you show your sincerity and simplicity, how you are simplicity your ideas are used, and each shortness you can show how is strength. Like Vivekananda will be follow these words. The in your whenever you read Vivekananda speech in your when a lesson or read in the any newspaper or article, The Vivekananda's ideas are views, they including all four S's. You can show sincerity, it's the simplicity, shortness, work is worship, like it's including all. Or even Vachanagalalal also you can follow these four S type of communication. Our mm, mostly authors and famous personalities or some rituals are used this kind of communication. It's more effective to us our day-to-day life. Now the important part is communication models. There are now I'm explaining three types of communication model. In that the most important and so many questions asked in the cassette are UGC net Sean and Weir model. So many questions are asked last previous year question paper, so you can understanding this communication model better. Hmm. Shannon Weir model. In the year 1940, Claude Shannon, an electrical engineer, and Warner Weir propounded a mathematical model of communication. This model particularly explained the electronic communication in a simple, linear way, which is easily understandable. Shannon Weir developed this communication model in 1949. Both are one is electronical engineer, and another one is mathematician. In this diagram you can see sender, the information sender means information source, transmitter means encoding is the channel, uh, it may be a noise, return or oral or any sign. Reception, it's into the recipient and receiver, destination. So one by one we can see information source. It is the beginning of the process. It represents some purpose on the part of sender. First one is information source means are a sender. It is a our it's the information generating of information or ideas or views. The first is part of is that information source nothing but a generating our ideas or views. Next we message. It is the information passing between sender and receiver in the communication process. That message, whatever you're generating your ideas or views or your feeling or emotion, we can send our through the communication process. Means that is a it may be a message, it may be a call, it may be a face to face, it may be a group, it may be any electronic. Nowadays electronic communication also like WhatsApp chat or anything. Transmitter, the sender of message is an encoded form is known as transmitter. That message your message sent to someone is that processing or transmitter. Noise source, the model recognizes the potential of noise in distorting the message while transferring through channel. When you send a message, that the process will be happen the voice message, it will happen with noise sources. Reception, he is the person to whom information is sent, he decode the information. Who is the receiver, they can receive the information and he can a best example for you can send audio or video wise message to your friend or someone. First we record it and then you can send it, and it means encoding. And that for your friend is seeing means downloading, that is also decode, and he start to listen, it's a destination. When he listening the song, that is destination of the communication. So this is the Shannon Weir model, including these six steps. One is information source, message, transmitter, noise source, reception, and destination. Next model is Murphy's model. This communication process model is propounded by three writers. According to this model, there are six components of communication process. Here also six components or six steps are followed by the communication process. One is sender encoder is including one set. Experience, attitude, skills, perception, idea, symbol, decision. It means in this part generating our ideas, views in this process. Message. It may be a verbal or non-verbal. Media are a channel. Here they use medium, but instead of channel also you can use it. The receiver will be experience, attitude, skills. He receive the whatever you send the information, he can decoding and listening that. If he satisfaction, then he give the feedback through the verbal or non-verbal form through to you. The first one is context. Context is a broad 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 field that include country, culture, organization, internal and external cause of action, and every message, whether oral or written, begins with context. Your views are it, your idea or message will be, it may not restricted anyone. It is a country, it may be the nationwide message, nationwide message or worldwide message. It's a cultural, some party organization, like organization wise message, or internal or external, whatever it is, that message will be in called a context. In a sender encoder, the second encoder use symbol, usually words, are to express the message and create the desired response. In the sender encoder section, what will happen, we are creating symbol or a usual words, typing the words to express your message to ready to send a message. Next one is message. The message is the core idea the sender wishes to communicate. It consider for both verbal and non-verbal communication. It means you are already creating your ideas or a wishes to communicate the user, recipient. Medium, it is the channel through which is a message is communicated. It can be printed words or email, sound or gesture. Media is other, it means verbal and non-verbal, nothing but these printed words, email, sound or gesture means nothing but a verbal non-verbal channel. Receiver, decoder. The receiver or listener is the person who receive the message and decode it. Means he download it and read it. That is called a decoding. Means he download or whatever is sending the message or anything, he download it and read. That is called a decoding. Feedback. It can be oral or written. Sometimes, oh, it is good. Your message is very good, and I can understand. Yeah, your message is very bad. These are the feedback given by to your message. That is. Next model is Till and Bowie model. According to Till and Bowie model, communication model, business communication is more than a single act. It is a chain of events consisting of 5 pages linking sender and receiver. In this model, before two models are 6 components, but in this communication model they have 5. One is idea. The idea is the sender has an idea. In the process of conceiving an idea about the real world, the sender leaves out how many things, but assumes some things. This means idea in the mind of sender is a simplification of the real world. Idea means your opinion, your views, your feeling, your emotion. Your That is the processing called ideas. Message. The idea in the mind of sender is transformed into words and thus became a message. The message may be expressed in many ways. So whatever you are feeling, idea, emotions are in typing a words or give some verbal through the verbal or non-verbal communication. Message is transmitted. The third step in the process of is basically transmission of the message through verbal or non-verbal channel from sender to receiver. Transmission process. This is receiver gets message. For communication to occur, the receiver has to get the message and understanding the message and store the message mentally. Some messages or understanding and keep in our mind whenever it will use that time. Okay, the receiver get the message. Feedback. It is also a feedback. In this model also have feedback. The receiver react after receiving the message and sends a feedback. Hmm. Feedback. The feedback is a key element in the communication process because it enables the sender to evaluate the effectiveness of message. Then the purpose is repeated until both parties have finished the expressing them. Feedback form is very important. If you send a message, it will good or get the opinion, then you can convert it or accept it. It will be very best channel to getting our views, good or bad opinion. Barriers to communication, nothing but problems of communication. uh, uh, Before we slides we understanding the types and models of communication, but so apart from these types and models, we are facing some communication problem, some initial stages or second stages or third stages, whatever our problems we see now. Communication is not always successful. Certain barriers in communication affect the clarity, accuracy, and effectiveness of the message. These barriers hamper the growth of communication and relegate it to the status of a conversion whether feedback is not expected. If either the speaker or the listener has problems in adjusting his frequency with the co-interacts, barriers could be automatically be corrected. So whenever we send a message, sometime it will success or not success. Means message means to our ideas and views to someone, or it will accepted or not accepted. It's depend upon the conveyor converser. In some time the speaker also listener have some problem to his voice problem, or the channel of taking to sending them message or views, that the channel's problem is means internet connectivity, network issues, or some problem. Several things can be prevent the message from reaching the then intended recipient from having the desired effects on the recipient. There may be some fault in the communication system which may prevent the message from reaching. Some of these defects are in the mechanical device used for transmitting, that is the medium. Some are in tools we use for communicating, that is the language or other symbols used for encoding. Some are related to the sender or the receiver. This is also this problem is technical problem will be happening. Sometimes technical problem like mm, networking slow, some language typing error mistakes, whatever our we sending, but that typing mistakes, some we language problem, the translation problem, sometime will be happening. The mainly we now we categorize some of the barriers of communications. First one is semantic barriers. Different people assign different meanings to one specific message. This is due to the problem with meaning, significance, and the sending and reception of the meaning and content of the message. Semantic barriers means we will give one lecture in the classroom, but the students are a listener give the different opinion, because their understanding level different. One person to another person understanding level is different. this is this is the main. Our expectation is something, the feedback is coming another. Organizational barriers. This type of barriers develop due to the problems with physical distance between members with respect to their functional specialization of task, powers, authority, and status relationship, value held, and ownership of information. Organization barriers means the like a college level example, the principal to D group. There is a lot of hierarchical steps are there to communicate. This is also some organization steps. Not only college example, if you take a company or any big industries or some kind of happening this organization problem to get our to reach our opinion to higher level. Interpersonal barriers. These barriers also develop in the process of communication. They are based upon the relationship values held and attitudes of the participant in the process of communication. Relationship. Interpersonal means in our in ourself we have to problem. I'll give this some example. We are not fully give their our relationship or value to some face to face friends or group. We just restricted ourselves, then we start our delivery. So that time we cannot convey the our message to reader or a recipient. Individual barrier. These are also called a psychosociological barrier. A problem of this barrier is due to differences in individual competency to think and act, which would include physical elements or handicaps. It also because of individual skill in receiving and transmitting information. It would be include poor listening and improper reading skills and adverse psychological conditions. Individual barriers means it's happened to person in the classroom. We can give the lecture or anything, it will the student are not receiving same message. Same message you are receiving, but the understanding level is different. They can answer different way. If you ask question, they give you answer different answer they will give you. Cross cultural or geographical barriers. Culture is a shared set of values and attributes of a group. The communication barriers are also seen because of time, geographical locations, and the effects of time upon reception of the message and the other cross cultural factors. It is cross cultural or a geographical. Yesterday I'm talking, if you give the lecture on the any cultural or related cost based or any lecture given in that platform, you can speak very carefully, and whatever you give the message or what we will speak, the listener will taking different way. We have to control that kind of words, yeah, when we give culture related speech or opinion in the public sector or in a mass communication. Physical barriers are a channel and media barriers. The effectiveness and accuracy of communication are also affected by the physical barriers like distance, noise, or channel, and the media used in the process. In this category, problem that confront the media used in the process. In this category, problems that confront the issue of how best to communicate a message or input. For example, it is the best to transmit message face to face rather than writing. Physical barriers or channels media means nothing but whatever with technical or physically communications will be held. So that time you are facing this kind of problems. Technological barriers. There are barriers which arise due to technological advancement in the field of communication. Technology generates a lot of information which is beyond the capacity of the recipient. Further, the media advancement on account of technological process increase the barriers. The ideas and message have to reach from transmitter to receiver in the same sense. If it does not happen, it is on account of barriers in communication. Technological barriers. Now I am giving the lecture or given presentation through this. Suddenly our system will be off or our internet slow, then we can't communicate sometime, or we can disturbing our class. This is also technological barriers, the present example now. So these are all the barriers of communication. Then now, uh, last part of that lesson is mass media and social society.
Sir, do you recommend any book or what should we refer, sir?
First paper purpose, this purpose,
Yes, sir.
Upkar series also is best. Objective
Can
type.
you?
Objective type is, this is objective type books. Better you to read first descriptive, then you can go to objective type. That's the best way to understanding the theoretical part. Then you go to objective type question.
Oh, okay, sir. So, if you recommend any books or any site, can you please let us know, sir?
Yes, I will inform you later after the going the classes. I will inform you.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No, the last part of this unit is mass media and society. ಅಥವಾ mass communication or mass media. Mass communication is the term used to describe the academic study of various means by which individual and entities relay information to large segment of the population or at a once through mass media. Nothing but our channels, radio channels, or any public speeches, or any audio cassette or anything. It mass communication means. Mass communication can also be defined a process whereby mass produced message are the transmitted to large, anonymous, and heterogeneous masses of receiver. Means the by message produced means we mean putting the content or a message of mass communication in a form of suitable to be distributed to large masses of people. Example, in the we sitting in the TV channel, we speak about particular issue. This is also a mass media or mass communications. The elements or characteristics of mass communication or mass media is a large audience. In the mass communication, the audience are more, and m number of audience. It now through the electronic, the n number of audience are we find fairly undifferentiated audience composition. There is no audience fixed for this one. Some form of message reproduction. Sometime in this mass communication, the message will be reproduction means we send any message, it will be someone will be send, that message will be sent to someone like festival season or new year wishes. We see this kind of communication, rapid distribution and delivery. The speedness of the information or communication is held through this mass communication. Low cost to the consumer. The cost of mm, the communication is very low. Now you are our taking class, we cannot spend any more amount of money to listening and delivering lecture. This is the example of our classing. The types of mass medias, mass medias are, mass media can be classified according to their physical form, the technological involved, and the nature of the communication. The general classification on the basis are traditional media. First one is traditional. The traditional arts and folk arts combine several arts forms like dance, music, songs, and theater to attract audience. The performance are spontaneously and most often made on the spot. In the ancient time, this communication or this media is used. If you give in particularly in the village level, if you give any message to all the village, they give you so one person will come in every area to he announce it himself to all the area or other particular people through the dance, music, given the song or theater to attract the audience in the traditional system. Then now after that, the next media is to print media. Print media served as the major means of communication, reaching a wide audience. Major forms of print media are newspaper, magazines, periodicals, books, journals, um, pamphlets, hand notes, and anything. Electronic medias. Electronic media. The electronic media is a start with the invention of cinematography by Lumiere brother, who conducted the premiere show of cinema in 1895. Later, the radio was invented by Galileo Marconi. The first radio station was set up in the New York and Chicago 1980. The electronic media next to the promotion, it will be electronic media mainly include in the form of film, radio, and television. New media are, in the recent and the modern medias are social media or mass media. So next one, outdoor media. In outdoor media or out of home media comes under the transmitting the information and news when the public is outside their nest. It provides information related to the new product, social intelligence, or advertising purpose of, to the crowds. The various forms of outdoor media are signs are flow cards, poster, banners, and wall space. In your whenever you go to market or somewhere place, you can see poster, wallpaper, banners. Nowadays, the all the politicians or any birthday wishes or anything, the banner will be seeing in surrounding or areas or marketing areas.
Sir,
So
we cannot see the screen, sir.
no, I'm not making PPT on this mass media and electronic media. I will read those. I have a written hand notes that will I will be reading those things. I will.
Okay, sir. Request, sir. Sir, can you please share the PPTs you're using in the previous classes?
I'm sharing that PPT classes to you. Even
Uh,
Anpa madam, I will give you to Anpa madam. They will share it.
okay, thank you, sir.
Mm, Now the digital media are social media. The online or digital means of producing, transmitting, receiving message are known as a social media or digital media. Internet has taken over all the medium of communication through speed and higher digital technology. Um, Such digital media or social media are emails, websites, social media networking, blogging, and e-forums and e-books, computer animations, digital videos, e-commerce, virtual world, and reality, webcast and broadcast. The impact of these social medias uh, of the so impact of social media, the mass media communication, whether it is overall written or broadcast, really requires a considerable audience. It has become one of the significant force in our modern culture and society. Go through the following points are known about the impacts of mass media. It plays a vital role in Indian politics or democracy. Intensive use made it easy to reach each edge of the globe. Act as a god of the society. It assists the advancement of goods and services and instruct, entertain, and mass in a requisite goal of mass media. So this is the modern type of communication. Uh, Nowadays we are see everywhere mass media. We are using our and everybody knowingly or knowingly morning to till night we are using our social media through the WhatsApp, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, in many other social media to communicate with our friend or group or anyone. So the this is the communication part. This is the communication part. In the UGC net fourth unit today I'm completing. Next class I will give you what type of question are asking in the UGC net question, particularly in communication based. I will give you some examples, then I will take next class. If you have any doubt or any clarification, you can ask me now about this class.
It is clear, sir. Thank you.
See, particularly in the types of communication, we see Sean and Weir model. You can understanding that one, and verbal and non-verbal communication. These are very important. Most of questions are asking this question, and the types of C's, 7 C's and 5 S's. The 7 C's is very important. This one, as lots of questions are asking this base question. Next class, I will give you some examples are already asked. Our upcoming tentative question paper will be, I will give you next class about communication. I think I completed communication chapter having meaning, types, characteristics, effective communication, um, group communication, uh, barriers of communication, and mass media and social media. This is the syllabus of your communication chapter. So I'm completing these all things. This is the meaning. This is the meaning of communication, the process of communication. Next one is types of communication. I am already covered. These are the based of medium based classification of communication or types of communication. Uh, these are the characteristic of communication. Mm, and these are the effective of communication. In the effective, C types of model are important. Uh, In the communication model, the Sean and Weir model is very important. The Sean and model having the 6 component. So that model will be important. Next, barriers of communication. What are the barriers? Nothing but the problems of communication. These are the semantic problem. It may be organizational, it may be interpersonal or individual or across or physical or technological problem. So last one is mass media, right? Social media. If you there in that mass media, they have traditional medias like so audio, music, sound, public dances, and those are all the traditional media. And next to print media means newspaper, electronic newspaper, journals, magazine, pamphlets, hand notes. These are all the print media. And electronic media means nothing but email, website, WhatsApp, social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, and many others. Modern social medias are all considered are communication related or communication platform. This is unit 4 of UGC NET first paper. If you have any question, please ask me. Otherwise, I will complete my class.
ರಮೇಶ್, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕನ್ನಡ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ.
ಹೌದಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದನ್ನ?
ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬಿಡಿ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಹಾಗೂ ಇದಾರೆ, ಕೆಲವ್ರು ಹೀಗೂ ಇದಾರೆ.
ಹೌದಾ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತಾ? ಯಾರು ರೆಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ?
ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಓಕೆ, ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಓಕೆ.
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನೀವು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಮುಗಿತಾ?
ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಮುಗೀತು ಮೇಡಮ್. ಅದು 4th ಯೂನಿಟ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ನನ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹಾಫ್ ಅನ್ ಅವರ್ ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆ, ನಾನು ತಗೋತೇನೆ ಬಿಡಿ.
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ,
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ರಮೇಶ್. ನೀವು ತಗೋತೀರಾ ನಾಳೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ? ಓಕೆ, ಸರ್ವೇಷಾಂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಃ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಆಚಾರ್ಯ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ
ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ ನಮಸ್ತೆ. वैदिकसाहित्यम् इति एकं पाठ्यांशः अस्ति UGC नेट् मध्ये. तत्र वेद इति एकं शब्दम् अस्ति. को नाम वेदः, वेदस्य परिभाषा का, वेदस्य इति शब्दस्य व्याकरणरीत्या अर्थानि सन्ति वा, केन धातुना एतद् निष्पत्तिः भवति इति प्रश्नानि बहुवारं पृष्टमस्ति. एकवारं पश्यतु. विद् ज्ञाने इति एकं धातु अस्ति. विद् ज्ञाने इति तत्र ज्ञानार्थक विद् धातु. यो विदन्ति सः विदुः इति उच्यते चेत् सः ज्ञः इति वदन्ति, तस्य विद्वांसः इति वदन्ति. तत्र ज्ञानार्थक विद् धातोः वेद इति निष्पन्नः. अन्यदेकमस्ति विद् लाभे इति. तत्र किमर्थं लाभः कस्य इत्युक्ते ज्ञानस्य लाभः भवति. वेदस्य अध्ययने ज्ञानार्थकमस्ति, तस्य ज्ञानमेव लाभः भवति. तस्मात् विदिर्लाभे इति वदन्ति. तदनन्तरम् एकमन्यदस्ति विधविचारे इति। यः सर्वेषां कृते सर्वपदपदार्थयोः वा तत्त्वस्य वा आत्मतत्त्वं पृथ्वीतत्त्वं किमपि वा यद्यदस्ति तत् सर्वस्य विचारं यत्र क्रियते तद्वेद इत्यपि एकं निर्वचनमस्ति। तदनन्तरम् एकम् अन्यदस्ति विधसत्तायाम् इति। विधसत्तायाम् इति सत्ता इत्युक्ते यद्यदस्ति यद्यत् सत्त्वं भवति तत् सर्वं तेषाम् अधिकृत्य यदि विचारं वा भवतु ज्ञानार्थं वा भवतु लाभार्थं वा भवतु सर्वेषां मिलित्वा एव वेद इति शब्दस्य चत्वारि अर्थः अस्ति। सुहासिनी ಏನು ಹೇಳಿ? ಒಂದು ಬಾರಿ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲೇ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ಮಮತಾ, ನೀಲಮ್ಮ?
ಹ್ಞೂ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ
ಸರಿ
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಕನ್ನಡ ಸರಿ ಹೇಳಿ.
ಹಾ, ವೇದ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಒಂದು ಹೆಸರು ಕೇಳಿದೀವಲ್ಲ, ವೇದ ವೇದ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ.
ಎಸ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಏನೇ ಇದ್ರೂನು ಲಿಖಿತ ದಾಖಲೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗೋದು ಇಡೀ ಭೂಮಂಡಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗೋ ಲಿಖಿತ ದಾಖಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಿಟ್ರೇಚರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಷಯಗಳು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಒಂದೇ, ವೇದ ಒಂದೇ. ಇದನ್ನ ವಿಶ್ವದ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಜನರು ಒಪ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ವೇದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವಿಧ ಅನ್ನೋ ಧಾತು ಏನಿದೆಯೋ, ವಿಧ ಅನ್ನೋ ಧಾತುಗೆ 3 ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. 3 ಧಾತುಗಳಿಂದ ಅಲ್ಲ, 4 ಧಾತುಗಳಿಂದ ಇದು ನಿಷ್ಪತ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಒಂದು ವಿಧ ಸತ್ತಾಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸತ್ತಾಯಾಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಇರೋದು ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ. ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಡೀ ವಿಶ್ವದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೇನು ವಿಷಯ ಇದೆಯೋ, ಏನೇನು ತತ್ವಗಳಿದೆಯೋ, ಏನೇನು ಇದೆಯೋ ಅದ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ಹೇಳೋದು ವೇದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಧರ್ ಲಾಭೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಲಾಭಾರ್ಥಕ ವಿಧ ಧಾತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಏನು ಲಾಭ ಆಗತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಲಾಭ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅಥವಾ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಸಾಯಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ವೇದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಅನಿಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರಯೋಹೋ. ಒಂದು ಇಷ್ಟ, ಏನು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀವೋ ಅದು ಸಿಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಅಥವಾ ಏನು ನಾವು ಇಷ್ಟ ಪಡೋದಿಲ್ವೋ ಅನಿಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವೋ ಅದನ್ನ ಪರಿಹಾರನಾರು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ. ಇಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಅನಿಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರಯೋಹ ಅಲೌಕಿಕಂ ಉಪಾಯ, ಅಲೌಕಿಕಂ ಸಾಧನೋ ಯೋ ವೇದಯತಿ ಸ ವೇದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ಸಾಯಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರು. ನೀವು ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳುವಾಗ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ನೆಟ್ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಸಾಯಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಋಗ್ವೇದ ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿಕಾ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ವಿಧ ವಿಚಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಇರೋ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವಿಷಯಗಳ ವಿಚಾರವನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೋ ಅದನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ವೇದ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಜ್ಞಾನಾರ್ಥಕ, ಲಾಭಾರ್ಥಕ, ಸತ್ತಾತ್ಮಕ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ವಿಚಾರಾತ್ಮಕ. ಇಷ್ಟೂ ಅರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡೋದು ವೇದ ಶಬ್ದ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ನೀವು ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ವಿಧದ ಲಾಭೆ ಧಾತು ಇದೆಯಾ, ಇದು ಬಂದಿದ್ಯಾ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಒಂದ್ಸತಿ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಇಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತಾ ನೀಲಮ್ಮ? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೋತೀನಿ, ಇರ್ಲಿ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಓಕೆ. ಇದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೆಲವರು ವೇದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಅರ್ಥಗಳನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಹುರುಚ್ ಪ್ರಾತಿಶಾಖ್ಯ ಇತ್ಯಪಿ ವಾ ಭವತು, ವಹುವೃಚ್ ಪ್ರಾತಿಶಾಖ್ಯಂ ವಾ ಭವತು. ತತ್ರ ವೇದಸ್ಯ ಅರ್ಥಂ ಏತದೇವ ಲಿಖಿತಂ ವಿದ್ಯಂತೆ ಧರ್ಮಾದಯಃ ಪುರುಷಾರ್ಥಾಃ ಯೈಃ ತೇ ವೇದಾಃ ಇತಿ. विद्यन्ते धर्मादयः पुरुषार्थाः यैः ते वेदाः इति वहुरुच् प्रातिशाख्ये उदीरितमस्ति। सायणाचार्येण ऋग्वेदभाष्यभूमिकायाम् एव अपौरुषेयवाक्यं वेदः इत्यपि दृश्यते। एतानि प्रश्नाः अपि भवतु। अपौरुषेयवाक्यं वेदः इति केन उक्तं, कुत्र उक्तम्? अपौरुषेयवाक्यं वेदः इति सायणाचार्येण उक्तं, ऋग्वेदभाष्यभूमिकायाम् उक्तम्। अन्यदपि एकमस्ति, पूर्वे एव उक्तम्, इष्टप्राप्ति अनिष्ट परिहारयोः अलौकिकं साधनो यो वेदयति स वेदः इति। एतदपि सायणाचार्येण एव उक्तम्। अन्यदेकं श्लोकमपि उक्तं, प्रत्यक्षेणानुमित्या वा यस्तु उपायो न विद्यते एवं विदन्ति वेदेन तस्माद् वेदस्य वेदता इति। पुनरेकवारम् अहं वदामि, प्रत्यक्षेणानुमित्या वा यस्तु उपायो न विद्यते एवं विदन्ति वेदेन तस्माद् वेदस्य वेदता। एतदपि सायणाचार्येण एव उक्तं। तदनन्तरं सम्यक् श्रूयते वा? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆಯಾ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ?
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ. तदनन्तरं वेदस्य चतुर्विभागाः विद्यन्ते इति वदन्ति। चतुर्विभागाः क्रियन्ते, संहिता, ब्राह्मण, आरण्यक, उपनिषद् इति। संहिताभागः, ब्राह्मणाभागः, आरण्यकभागः, उपनिषद्भागः। तस्मात् उपनिषदस्य वेदान्त इत्यपि एकम् अन्यत् नाममपि पर्यायत्वेन स्वीकृतमस्ति। वेदस्य अन्तो भागः वेदान्तम् इति। संहिता तु छन्दोबद्ध मन्त्ररूपाः सन्ति। तत्तु वैदिक देवता स्तुतिपरकः अस्ति। तदनन्तरं संहिता वैदिक महर्षिभिः साक्षात्कृतो मुख्य विभागः अपि अस्ति। वैदिक महर्षिभिः साक्षात्कृतो मुख्य विभागाः संहिता इति पदेन व्यवह्रियते तावदेव। तस्मात् ऋक्संहिता अस्ति, यजुसंहिता अस्ति, सामसंहिता अस्ति, अथर्वसंहिता अपि अस्ति। ऋक् इति यदि पदम् अस्ति खलु, तद् एकैकं स्वीकृत्य अहं वदामि। ऋक् संहितायां छन्दोबद्ध देवता स्तुतिपरकं मन्त्राः सन्ति। रुच्यते स्तूयते अनया इति व्युत्पत्ति प्रदर्शनं भवति तस्य। ऋक् इति पदस्य यदि व्युत्पत्तिं प्रदर्शयत इति प्रश्नः आगच्छति चेत्, रुच्यते स्तूयते अनया इति मन्त्रेण देवता स्तुति भवति, तत्त्वस्य स्तुति वा भवति। यत्र कुत्रापि तादृश स्तुति देवता स्तुतिपरक मन्त्राणां यत्र लभ्यते तत् ऋक् इति वदन्ति, ऋक् संहिता इति वदन्ति। यजुसंहितायां याजकीयानां मन्त्राणां सङ्कलनं भवति, तत्तु गद्यात्मकम् अस्ति। गद्यात्मको वेदः कः इत्यपि प्रश्नः भवितुमर्हति। तत्र यजुर्वेद एव लेखनीयः। सामसंहितायां तु गायनपरकमन्त्राणां सङ्कलनं भवति। तत्र गायनार्थं गीयात्मकं वेदः सामसंहिता इति वदन्ति, सामवेदः इति वदन्ति। मुख्यतः अथर्वसंहितायां विविध विघ्न विनाशक आभिचारिकमन्त्राणां सङ्ग्रहः अस्ति। अथर्वसंहितायां विविध विघ्न विनाशक आभिचारिकमन्त्राणां सङ्ग्रहः अपि अस्ति। शान्तिमन्त्रः अपि अस्ति, वैद्यकीयमपि तस्य एव अस्ति। यद् यजुर्वेदः भवति तस्य गद्यात्मक यागादिवर्णनपरकः अपि भवति। देवता स्तुतिपरकः ऋग्वेदः इति वदन्ति खलु, तादृशं गद्यात्मको यागादिवर्णनपरकः यजुर्वेदः भवति। ब्राह्मणभागमपि कथितुं शक्यं। गद्यात्मक यागादि वर्णनपरकः यत्र कुत्रापि अस्ति चेत् तस्य ब्राह्मणम् इति भागं कृतं खलु, तस्य वर्णितमस्ति। आरण्यकभागो छन्दोबद्धमन्त्रयुक्तो गाथरूपा वा विद्यते इति उक्तं। तस्य छन्दोबद्धमन्त्रमपि अस्ति, सामवेदीय गीयात्मकं मन्त्राणामपि अस्ति। तादृश मन्त्राणां संकलनम् आरण्यके भवति। उपनिषद् भागे तत् संहितागत ब्रह्मज्ञानादि विषयाणां वर्णनरूपेण संकलनम् अस्ति। संहिता भागे यद्यदुक्तं ब्रह्मज्ञानादि विषयकं यद्यदुक्तं तत्सर्वम् उपनिषद् भागे प्राप्नोति। तस्य संकलनं कृतं तावदेव। एते चत्वारो विभागाः संहिता ब्राह्मण आरण्यक उपनिषद् इति यद् उक्तम्, एते चत्वारो विभागाः चतुर्षु वेदेषु समुपलभ्यते। ऋग्संहिता, यजुसंहिता, सामसंहिता, अथर्वसंहिता, तदनन्तरं ऋग्ब्राह्मणं, ऋग्वेदस्य ब्राह्मणं, तस्य अन्यत् नामम् अस्ति, तदग्रे वक्ष्यामि। उपनिषदपि अस्ति। एतत् संहिता वेदशब्दस्य किञ्चित् अर्थविवरणं, तदनन्तरं शब्दस्य पर्यायरूपेण कानिचन शब्दानि स्वीकृतानि, तस्य पृथक् अर्थं स्वीकृतमस्ति। पृथक् अर्थध्वननम् अस्ति, तस्मात् तत् पर्यायत्वेन स्वीकृतं। तद् विशिष्टार्थमपि उच्यते। एकैकमस्ति। अन्यत् कोऽपि एकं वदति वा वेदशब्दस्य पर्यायशब्दः?
आम्नायः।
एकं
त्रयी,
आम्नाय इति उक्तम्। अन्यत् कोऽपि अस्ति वा?
त्रयी मैडम, त्रयी।
त्रयी। किमर्थं त्रयी इति उच्यते?
त्रीणि वेदानि सन्ति इत्युक्ते।
नास्ति। ममता?
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅದು ಋಗ್ವೇದ, ಯಜುರ್ವೇದ, ಸಾಮವೇದದ್ದು ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಥರ್ವ ವೇದನು ಈ ಮೂರನ್ನು ಅದು ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ತ್ರಯಿ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ ಅಂತ.
ಗುರುದತ್ ಸರ್, ತ್ರಯಿ ಅಂತ ಯಾಕೆ ಕರೀತೇವೆ?
ಶ್ರುತಿ ಅಂತ
किमर्थं श्रुति इति उच्यते?
श्रुत्यादागतं
वेदस्य अपरनाम इति उच्यते। आम्नाय इति किमर्थम् उच्यते?
परिवर्तनम् असमानः।
परिवर्तनम् असहमानः एतदर्थं वेदे ध्वनितमस्ति। तत्र किमपि परिवर्तनं कर्तुं न अनुमति दत्तं, सहमतं नास्ति तत्र। यदि मन्त्रः अग्निमीळे इति भवति चेत् वह्नि इत्यस्यापि अग्नि इति शब्दस्य पर्यायं, किन्तु वह्निमीळे इति यदि उच्चारणं कर्तुम् अस्य अस्माकं प्रति किमपि सहमतं नास्ति खलु। प्रभुसंहिता इत्यपि वदन्ति, वेदानां प्रभुसंहिता इति वदन्ति। यदुक्तं तस्य परिवर्तनं न करणीयं, तावदेव। तादृश व्यापारः वेदे अस्ति, तस्मात् तस्य आम्नाय इति वदन्ति। पाणिनिना कृत एकं पाणिनिना कृत वर्ण उपदेशः अस्ति खलु, तदपि परिवर्तनम् असहमानः। अक्षरस्य परिवर्तनं न करणीयं। यद् अकारः उच्यते तद् अकार एव। अहम् अकारस्य इकारत्वेन स्वीकरोमि, अहम् उच्चारणं करोमि इति तत्र तादृशस्वातन्त्र्यं नास्ति। तस्माद् आम्नाय इति अक्षरस्यापि वर्णस्यापि अक्षराणि भवति खलु, तस्यापि वेदस्यापि आम्नाय इति उच्यते। त्रयी इति वेदस्य साहित्य प्रकारः अस्ति खलु, तद् त्रीणि एव स्वीकृतम्। एकं तु श्लोकात्मकपद्यरूपम् अस्ति, छन्दोबद्धश्लोकः अस्ति, पद्यात्मकम् अस्ति, गद्यात्मकम् अस्ति। तदनन्तरं सामवेदे किं स्वीकृतं, गीयात्मकम् इति। एतदनुसृत्य एव त्रयी इति उक्तं, न तु तत्र ऋग्वेद सामवेद यजुर्वेद इत्यस्य ग्रहणम्। अथर्ववेदोऽपि एतादृशी मन्त्राणां सङ्कलनमेव दृश्यते। गद्यात्मकम् अस्ति, पद्यात्मकम् अस्ति, गीयात्मकं मन्त्राणाम् अस्ति। तादृशव्यवहारः एव अस्ति साहित्यप्रकार दृष्ट्वा। अत्र उपयुज्यमानसाहित्यप्रकारकम् अनुसृत्य त्रयी एव उक्तं, तस्मात् त्रयी एव स्वीकृतं, त्रयी एव आयोजनं कृतं, तस्मात् त्रयी इति वदन्ति। न तु तस्य केवलम् अथर्ववेदं विहाय अन्यत्र त्रीणि वेदानि इति न करणीयं। सम्पूर्णवेदस्य त्रयी इति उक्तम्। एतदर्थे उक्तं तावदेव। तदनन्तरम् एकम् अन्यदस्ति आगम इति। आगमः इति वेदस्य पर्यायशब्दम् इति उक्तम्। आगम इत्युक्ते स्मृत्यादागतं। स्मृतिधर्म यद् अस्ति, स्मृतिग्रन्थानि सन्ति खलु, तस्य आकरं वेद एव। तस्मादपि आगम निगमापि वदन्ति, किन्तु निगमस्य अन्यदर्थम् अस्ति। आगम इत्युक्ते स्मृत्यादिग्रन्थस्य मूल आकरम् अस्ति, तस्मात् आगम वेदस्य पर्यायत्वेन स्वीकृतम्। निगम इति एकम् अन्यत् शब्दम् अस्ति, तस्य नि उपसर्गपूर्वकम्। नि इत्युक्ते उपसर्गस्य निश्चयज्ञानम्। तत्र निश्चयज्ञानस्य अवबोधनं कृतं तद्वेदः इति वदन्ति। तस्मात् वेदस्य निगमः इत्यपि एकं पर्यायनामम् अस्ति। तदनन्तरं वेदस्य अन्यदेकं पर्यायं पदमस्ति वा?
अस्ति मैडम, छन्दः इति। छन्दः, स्वाध्याय।
हा, छन्दः इति एकम् अस्ति। किमर्थं छन्दः वेदस्य पर्यायत्वेन स्वीकृतं?
ಮೇಡಮ್ ವೇದಮಂತ್ರದ್ದು ವೇದಮಂತ್ರಾಹ ಛಂದೋಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿದೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅದನ್ನ ಛಂದ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಕರೀತಾರೆ.
ವೇದ ತತ್ರ ಛಂದೋಬದ್ಧಾಃ ವೇದೆ ಮಂತ್ರಾಣಾಂ ಸಂಕಲನಮಸ್ತಿ, ಮಂತ್ರಾಣಾಂ ತು ಛಂದೋಬದ್ಧಾಃ ಸಂತಿ. तस्मात् छन्दः इति पदेन वेदस्य अपरत्वेन स्वीकृतं। किमर्थम् इत्युक्ते छन्दोबद्धाः मन्त्ररूपाः वेदस्य स्वरूपः अस्ति, तस्मात् इति वक्तव्यं। तदनन्तरं स्वाध्याय इति अस्ति। तैत्तरीयशाखायां शिक्षावल्ली इति एकम् अस्ति खलु, तत्र उच्यते उपदेशः यदि भवति चेत् उपनयनकाले अपि, स्नातकपूर्वे अपि, स्नातकानन्तरम् अपि स्वाध्यायं न प्रमदितव्यम् इति वदन्ति खलु। यत्र कुत्रापि एतद् रीत्या स्वाध्यायम् इति वदन्ति चेत् स्वस्वाध्यायम् इत्युक्ते वेदस्य शाखा भवति खलु। गुरुरूपेण यदागतं तस्यापि शाखा वर्तते, कुलादपि एकं शाकमः अस्ति। अहं तु ऋग्वेदिनः इति वदन्ति, वयं तु अथर्ववेदीयः इति वदन्ति, पैप्पलादशाखा इति वदन्ति, शौनकीयशाखा इति वदन्ति। तत्तत् शाखा निर्दिष्टवेदानाम् अध्ययनं स्वस्व अध्यायम् इति उक्तम्। तस्मात् स्वाध्यायं न प्रमदितव्यम् इत्युक्ते वेदस्य अध्ययनं यत् कुत्रापि गोत्राद्वा गुरोद्वा कुलाचाराद्वा यत् प्राप्तं, यद् वेदशाखा प्राप्तं, तस्य न प्रमदितव्यम् इत्येव अर्थः। तस्मात् स्वाध्याय इति एकम् अपरं शब्दं वेदस्य पर्याಯತ್ವೇನ ಸ್ವೀಕೃತಂ। ಇಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅನ್ಕೋತಾನೆ। 7 ಇರೋದು, 7 ಶಬ್ದಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಪರ್ಯಾಯಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ। ವೇದದ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಶಬ್ದಗಳು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ। ಶ್ರುತಿ, ತ್ರಯಿ, ಆಮ್ನಾಯ, ಆಗಮ, ನಿಗಮ, ಛಂದ, ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ। ಅವಗತಂ ವಾ? ತಿಳಿತಾ? ಇನ್ಯಾವುದಾದ್ರೂ ಇದಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ತ್ರಯಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ವೇದಗಳಿಗೂ ತಗೋತೇವೆ। ಸಾಹಿತ್ಯದ ಪ್ರಕಾರಗಳು ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ ಮಾತ್ರ ಒಂದು ಪದ್ಯಾತ್ಮಕ, ಒಂದು ಗದ್ಯಾತ್ಮಕ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಗೀಯಾತ್ಮಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ। ಅಥರ್ವ ವೇದವನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು 3 ವೇದವನ್ನ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೂ ಹೇಳಿಲ್ಲ। ತ್ರಯಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೇದ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅರ್ಥ, ಏನಾ? ಇಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ
ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವೇದಗಳನ್ನ ಸ್ವಯಂ ಕಲಿಬಹುದು ಅಂತನಾ?
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕುಲಾಚಾರಕ್ಕೆ ತಕ್ಕಂತೆ ಅಥವಾ ಗುರುಮುಖದಿಂದ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ನಿಮ್ಮ ವಂಶಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿರುವುದಾಗ್ಬೋದು। ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೇವಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದೊಂದು ಶಾಖೆಯನ್ನ ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಓದ್ಕೋತಾ ಬಂದಿರ್ತಾರೆ। ನಾವು ಋಗ್ವೇದಿಗಳು, ನಾವು ಯಜುರ್ವೇದಿಗಳು, ನಾವು ಅಥರ್ವ ವೇದಿಗಳು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ। ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಶಾಖೆಗಳು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಒಂದಷ್ಟು ಜನ ನಮಗೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ। ನಿಮ್ಮ ಆಚಾರದಿಂದ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವ ಇದರಿಂದ ಬಂದಂತ ವೇದದ ಅಧ್ಯಯನವನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೇವೆ। ವೇದ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಅರ್ಥ। ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ಗ್ರಂಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯನ್ನ ಪ್ರಮದಿತವ್ಯಂ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೋ ಬರ್ದಿದ್ರೆ ವೇದವನ್ನ ಓದೋದನ್ನ ಬಿಡ್ಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥ, ಓಕೆನಾ? ನೀವೇ ಅಧ್ಯಾಯ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ, ವೇದದ ಪರ್ಯಾಯ ಶಬ್ದ ಅಂತ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಸ್ವಾಧ್ಯಾಯವನ್ನ, ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಓಕೆ.
ಇನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ? ವೇದ ಶಬ್ದ 4 ವ್ಯಾಕರಣ ರೀತಿ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಧಾತು ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಆ ಧಾತುಗೆ ಏನರ್ಥ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು। ಇದು 3-4 ಬಾರಿ ಕೇಳಿದಾನೆ, 4 ವಿಚಾರ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂಬಿಡಿ। 4 ಧಾತುಗಳು ಗೊತ್ತಿರ್ಬೇಕು। ವಿದುಜ್ಞಾನೆ, ವಿದುರ್ಲಾಭೆ, ವಿದುಸತ್ತಾಯಾಮ್, ವಿದು ವಿಚಾರೆ। ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ವೇದ ಅನ್ನೋ ಶಬ್ದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನೇನು ಅರ್ಥ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಇಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ, ಅನಿಷ್ಟ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ। ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷೇನ ಅನುಮಿತ್ಯಾವ ಎಸ್ತುಪಾಯೋನ ವಿದ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ। ಇದನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹೇಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು। ಇದಿಷ್ಟು ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಹೌದಾ? ಕ್ಲಿಯರಾ?
ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು।
ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೋದು।
ಇನ್ನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಮಂತ್ರ ಅಥವಾ ಋಗ್ವೇದದ ನಿಮ್ದು ಇದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಕ್ರಮ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು। 2 ರೀತಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಕ್ರಮ ಇದೆ। ಒಂದು 10 ಮಂಡಲದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಮಂಡಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ, ಮಂಡಲದ ಇದು ಇದೆ, ಅಷ್ಟಕದ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಹೌದು, ವಿಭಾಗ ಕ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಮಂಡಲದಿಂದ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, 10 ಮಂಡಲ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಹೌದಾ? ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಷ್ಟಕ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇವೆ। ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಋಗ್ವೇದದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ಸಂಹಿತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ, ಶಾಕಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಋಗ್ವೇದಸ್ಯ ಶಾಕಲ ಶಾಕಸ್ಯ ಅಥವಾ ಶಾಕಲ ಸಂಹಿತಾಯಾಹ ದಶ ಮಂಡಲೇಶು ವಿಭಾಗ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ಯತೆ ಅಥವಾ ದಶಮಂಡಲೇಶು ಪುನಶ್ಚ ಪಂಚಾಶೀತಿ ಅನುವಾಕೇಶು। 85 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು?
85 ಮೇಡಮ್, 85
85 ಅನುವಾಕಗಳು, ಹಾಗೆ ಪುನಶ್ಚ 17 ಸಹಸ್ರ ಸೂಕ್ತೇಶು। 17 ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು? 1700 ಆಯ್ತಾ? 1017 ಸಹಸ್ರ ಸೂಕ್ತೇಶು ವಿಭಾಗಂ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ಯತೆ। ವಿಭಾಗ ಕ್ರಮ ಹೀಗೆ ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ: 10 ಮಂಡಲ, ದಶಮಂಡಲ, 85 ಅನುವಾಕ, 17 ಸಹಸ್ರ ಸೂಕ್ತ, ಸೂಕ್ತೇಶು ವಿಭಾಗಂ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ಯತೆ. ಮಂತ್ರಾಣಾಂ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಟೋಟಲ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋಕಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಕೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಸಪಾದ ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ 10,580. ಹೌದಾ, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ?
ಹ್ಞೂ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಅನಂತ್ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿ.
10,552.
10,500.
10,552
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಇದು ಅಪ್ರಾಕ್ಸಿಮೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಇದಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ
ಮೇಡಮ್
10,580.
ಮೇಡಮ್ 10,580.
ಇದು ದಶಮಂಡಲೇಶು ವಿಭಕ್ತಃ ಶಾಕಲ ಶಾಖಾಯಾಃ ಋಗ್ವೇದಸ್ಯ ಮಂತ್ರಾಣಾಂ ಸಂಖ್ಯಾ. एकमन्यदस्ति भाष्कल संहिता इति. ऋग्वेदस्य भाष्कल संहिता इति एक अन्यदस्ति. तस्य अष्टाष्टकेषु विभागः कृतः. प्रत्येकम् अष्टके 8 अध्यायाः सन्ति. एकैकस्य प्रत्येकतया 8 अध्यायाः सन्ति. तस्मात् कति अध्यायाः भवन्ति?
64.
हाँ, 64 अध्यायाः. तदनन्तरं 2006 वर्गाः ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ಸಪಾದ ತತ್ರಾಪಿ ಮಂತ್ರಾಣಾಂ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ 10,580 ಇದೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸಪಾದ ಅಂತ ತಗೋತೇವೆ, ಒಂದು ಪಾದದ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. ತತ್ರಾಪಿ
ಎಷ್ಟು ಮೇಡಮ್ ವರ್ಗ?
2006.
2006. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಈ ವಿಭಾಗ ಕ್ರಮ ನಾನು ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ, ತೊಂದರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಅತ್ರ ಅನಯೋಃ ವಿವಿಧ ವಿಭಾಗಯೋಃ ಋಗ್ವೇದಸ್ಯ ಮಂಡಲ ಕ್ರಮ ವಿಭಾಗಮೇವ ಅತೀವ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕಂ ಇತಿ ಮನ್ಯಂತೆ. ವಿವಿಧ ವಿಭಾಗಮಸ್ತಿ किन्तु तत्र मण्डलक्रमस्यैव अतीव वैज्ञानिक इति अंगीकृतमस्ति तावदेव. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ. तदनन्तरं अग्निसूक्तमस्ति. प्रथमसूक्तं ऋग्वेदस्य. तत्र 1 इति संख्यापि लिखतु, अग्निसूक्तम् इति. अत्र अग्निसूक्ते अग्नि इति शब्दस्य को अर्थः, तस्य देवता कः, ऋषिः कः, एतत् सर्वम् उक्तमस्ति. छन्दः कः इति तत्तु अग्रे अहं वदामि. अत्र एतदेव उक्त्वा अहं विरमामि. ಇಷ್ಟು ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಲ್ಸೋಣ, ನಾಳೆ ಮುಂದುವರಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದ್ಯಾ?
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ತಗೋತೀರಾ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ? ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ವೀಕ್ ಎಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದಾ?
ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿತು. ಹರಿಹರನ್ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ?
ಆಗಿದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ,
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ. ಮಾಕ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು, ಏನೇನು ಇದಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಕಷ್ಟ.
ಯಾರಿಗಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಯತ್ರ ಕುತ್ರಾಪಿ ಕ್ಲಿಷ್ಟಂ ಅನುಭವತಿ ಚೇತ್ कोऽपि विषयं वा भवतु एकवारं चाट् बाक्स् मध्ये वा वाट्सप् ग्रूप् मध्ये वा प्रेषयतु, अहं तस्य उत्तरं दास्यामि. ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಯಾವ ವಿಷಯದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮೊದಲು ನಂಗೆ ಶೇರ್
ಮೇಡಮ್
ಉತ್ತರ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇದು
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ 3-4 ದಿನ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಇನ್ಯಾರೋ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರಿ, ಹೇಳಿ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಾನೇ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದೇ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅದರದ್ದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನೀವು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲೇ
ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೇನೆ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅರ್ಥ
ಮೇಡಮ್
ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ
ನಮ್ಗೂ ಅದು ಅರ್ಥ
ಅಂದ್ರೆ
ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ.
ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಅದು ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ನಮಗೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ
ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅರ್ಥ
ಅವರೇ
ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ
ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು, ಅವ್ರು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ. ರಮೇಶ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು.
ನಾನು ಅದೇ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ ಬೇಡ ಅನ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ.
ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 10 ನಿಮಿಷ ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿ.
ಹಾ ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಆಯ್ತು.
ಓಕೆನಾ? ಏನೇ ಇದ್ರು ನೀವು ಚಾಟ್ ಬಾಕ್ಸ್
ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ.
ಹಾ, ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೂ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು.
ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲೇ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದೀವಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇರೋದು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಥವಾ ರೀಜನಲ್. KSET ಆದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೀವು ನೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಹಿಂದಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಎರಡೇ ಇರೋದು.
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಇದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಾ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್?
ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತ.
ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಅದು?
ಏನೋ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್.
ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಮತ್ತೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಇದ್ದೆ ಫೈನಲ್ ವರ್ಷನ್ ಫೈನಲ್ ಅಂತ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನೋಟಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನೋಡ್ಕೋತಾರೆ.
ಹಾ ಹಾ.
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕಮ್ಯುನಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಅವ್ರು ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಮ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದ್ರು ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಅಂತ. ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಭಾಷೆ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಯಾವ್ದನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ತೀರಿ? ಅದಾಗಿ ಅವರು ಒಂದೇ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ UGC ನಲ್ಲಿ, NTA ನೋಡ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ.
ಸರಿ.
ಏನ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಇದ್ರು ಅನಂತ ಕುಮಾರ್ ಶರ್ಮಾ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಧನಂಜಯ್ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ.
ಧನಂಜಯ್ ಕುಲಕರ್ಣಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಹೊಸದ ಮೇಡಮ್? ನಾನು
ಸರ್ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನೀವು ಹಂಗ ಹಾಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿ.
ನನ್ನ ಮಗನ ಹೆಸರು ಬಂದು ಅವನು ಇದನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅವನು.
ಓಕೆ ನಂಗೆ
ಆದ್ರೆ ನಂದು ಮೇಲ್ ಅವನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಮೇಡಮ್. ನಮ್ಗೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರಲ್ಲ, ಅವನ್ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ.
ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಬೇರೆ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
ಫೋನ್ ನಂಬರ್ ನಂದೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನು ಫಾರಂ ಫಿಲ್ಅಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇನೆ.
ಓ ಹಂಗೆ. ಸರಿ. ಯಾವ್ದೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು, ಯಾವ್ದು ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ ಇಂಗ್ಲಿಷ್ ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ಸತಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು, ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಿಮಗ್ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗೋದೇ ಬೇಕಾಗಿರೋದು, ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ, ತೊಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಓಕೆನಾ?
ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ.
ಇಮೇಲ್ ಕಳಿಸ್ಲಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ಹಾಗಾದ್ರೆ
ಬೇಡ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರ್ಲಿ. ನಿಮ್ದು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು.
ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ ಮೇಡಮ್ ನಂದು.
ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು, ನಾವು ವಾಟ್ಸ್ಆಪ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನಾವು ನೋಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊ.
ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ವೇದವಾಂಗ್ಮಯದ್ದು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಹಾ ಹೇಳಿ ಹರಿಹರನ್.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಕ್ ಡೆಫಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ವೇದವಾಂಗ್ಮಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ಸಾಯಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರ ಮೇಡಮ್?
ನಾನು ಇಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಅನಿಷ್ಟ 3 ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಯಣಾಚಾರ್ಯರು ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇನೆ ನೋಡಿ.
ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ.
ಆ 3 ಅಪೌರುಷ ಶ್ಲೋಕ ಹೇಳಿರೋದು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷೇಣ ಅನುಮಿತ್ಯಾವ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೀವಲ್ಲ ಅದು. ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಯಾವ್ದು ಕೊಟ್ವಿ ನಾವು? ಇಷ್ಟ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ತಿ ಅನಿಷ್ಟ ಪರಿಹಾರಯೋ ಅಲೌಕಿಕಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ, ಅದು 3 ಕೂಡ ಋಗ್ವೇದ ಭಾಷ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವರೇ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ.
ಓಕೆ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರದ್ದು ಮೀಮಾಂಸೆ ಏನೋ ಬರ್ದಿದಾರಾ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಭಾಷ್ಯ
ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ?
ಓಕೆ, ಆಯ್ತು, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನೋಟ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಇವತ್ತು.
ಇಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು PPT ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಬೇರೆ ಇದ್ರ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಅದಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ಅದಾಗ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾಡಿರೋದಿದೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆನಾ?
आचार्य श्वेता
वदतु भगिनि।
आचार्य कम्युनिकेशन् बहु उत्तमरीत्या उक्तवान् आचार्यः, किन्तु तत् स्लैड्स् प्राप्तुं शक्नुमः वा?
शक्यते। वयं PPT सर्वं शेर् कर्तुं भवति।
अस्तु आचार्य। वाट्साप् मध्ये एव शेर् करोति वा आचार्य?
वाट्साप् मध्ये भवति वा न वा इति अहं न जानामि, किन्तु ईमेल् मध्ये प्रेषयामि।
अस्तु आचार्य, अनन्तरं रेकार्डिङ्ग्स् अपि तत्रैव प्रेषयति वा
हा।
आचार्य? अस्तु, बहु धन्यवादः।
ಹಾ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ. ಇನ್ನೇನಾದ್ರೂ ಇದೆಯಾ, ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇವತ್ತು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್?
ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ಮೇಡಮ್? ನಮಸ್ತೆ.
ಗುರುದಾಸ್ ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ, ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್.
ಯಾವಾಗ ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂತ?
ಒಂದು 2-3 ದಿನ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ನಂದು ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ನಾವು, ಏನು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ ಸರ್.
ಸರಿ ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತು.
1-2-3 ದಿನ ತಗೊಳತ್ತೆ, ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ.
ಓಕೆ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ. ಒಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ವೀಕ್ ಒಳಗಡೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿರುತ್ತೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗಿದೆಯೋ ಅಷ್ಟು ಕಳ್ಸಿಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ. PPT ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ದು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀವಿ ಬಿಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ವೈಸು ನಿಮ್ದು ಇಮೇಲ್ಗೆ ಕಳ್ಸಿಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ.
ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಓಕೆ.
ಹೇಳಿ ಮಮತಾ.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮೇಡಮ್, ಅದೇ ಕೇಳಕ್ ಬಂದೆ, ನೀವ್ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಓಕೆ, ಹಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ ಇವತ್ತು.
ಸರಿ ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಮೇಡಮ್.
Thank you, madam.